This is the AIPER Scuba X1 Cordless Robotic Pool Cleaner. And let me tell you, it looks pretty sleek just sitting poolside. It's got a low-profile, solid gray body with those chunky caterpillar tracks underneath. From my experience, just its overall design makes it feel pretty futuristic and sturdy. The weight surprised me. It's about 24 pounds dry, so it's not too much to move around, but you can definitely feel that there's a lot of tech inside. So, let's get right to my experience using the Scuba X1. When I first took it out of the box, I have to admit I was a little bit nervous about whether it would be easy to set up. I'm not some pool tech expert, but AIPER made it pretty plug and play. There's no tricky assembly process. I just hooked up the wireless charging dock, charged up the cleaner, and downloaded the AIPER app. It's a simple process. You basically place the robot on the dock and wait until it's charged. Wireless charging is one of those key features I ended up really loving. It just feels nice being able to set it down after cleaning, rather than fumbling with cords and plugs. Using the app was a new experience for me with pool gadgets. But the AIPER app is pretty straightforward. I could choose what mode I wanted, like if I just wanted to clean the floor or needed a serious waterline scrubbing. The cleaner itself has multiple modes. I think they call it 4+1 cleaning modes. It sounds fancy, but what it really means is you're covered whether you need quick maintenance or a detailed pool clean. I spent some time testing the different modes, and honestly, for my regular pool size, the all-in-one cleaning mode worked best. Talking about performance, here's where the Scuba X1 stands out for me. The suction power is no joke. They say it's up to 6,600 gallons per hour, which is impressive. What that means is, this robot really sucks up the fine sand and small dirt that always seems to settle at the bottom. There are two main jets, and you actually see it pushing water as it glides across the pool. For those unfamiliar, jets are what help it climb walls and keep its grip on slippery surfaces. I was skeptical whether it would really make a difference, but after seeing the dirt and grime caught in the filter after a session, I get it. About cleaning, this robot does cover most of the pool floor and walls very effectively. The tracks give it solid movement, even on tiles. I have to point out though, just from my personal use, it sometimes missed small spots on the floor, especially around the pool steps and corners. But usually it comes back on a second or third pass and catches what it might have missed earlier. It never really got up on the steps completely, probably because of the size and shape, but it handles the main surfaces really well. Waterline cleaning is another key feature where the X1 shines. The so-called Waveline 2.0 technology lets it scrub right at the edge where water meets the pool wall. That's where a lot of greasy buildup or tiny debris hangs out and other cleaners just ignore. Watching the X1 actually rise up, scrub horizontally right at the waterline, and dip back down made me realize how thorough this robot can be. Pools get a ring at that level, especially if you deal with sunscreen or lots of leaves, and this robot does the heavy work for you. Another thing people care about, and I was curious too, is filter performance and maintenance. The Scuba X1 comes with a multi-layer filter system. There's a standard mesh filter for daily cleaning, but you also get an ultra-fine insert for trapping really tiny particles, stuff most pool robots skip. If you've ever battled greenish pool water or pollen, this makes a real difference. However, here I ran into my only consistent annoyance, cleaning out the filter. The latch can be finicky. When you add the ultra-fine filter inside, it's even trickier to open. It's not a total deal breaker, but it did take me a few tries to find a clean way to empty it without spraying debris everywhere. I'd recommend being careful here, especially if you're not a fan of messy jobs. Let's talk battery and charging. The manufacturer says up to 3 hours of cleaning per charge, and in my case, it actually got close to that every time. On a full charge, I ran it in the all-in-one mode and hit that 2.5 to 3 hour mark repeatedly. I guess if you stick to just the floor cleaning mode, you might get a bit more out of it, but wall and waterline scrubbing use up more power. Recharging takes around 4 hours, but since it just sits on the charging dock, it isn't a hassle, especially if you run it overnight. When it comes to emptying the robot after cleaning, if you leave the X1 in the pool after it finishes a cycle, it floats up and parks itself at the edge. This is a feature they call smart waterline parking. It definitely makes pulling it out easier, especially since lifting a waterlogged unit can be heavy. There's also a handle, and you can use the included hook, so you're not straining yourself trying to fish it out. There's an optional accessory called the Hydrocom Pro, a communication buoy for in-water control, but to be honest, I haven't personally tried that yet. From what I've heard, It lets you change the cleaning mode or call the robot back to the surface, but you can't actually steer it in real time, which sounds like a little bit of a missed opportunity. Some quick points about my user experience. Overall, the Scuba X1 is easy to set up and operate. Pairing with the app is quick, and the controls are simple, even for someone who isn't tech-savvy. The only part that takes getting used to is filter maintenance, like I mentioned earlier. As a cordless design, not having any cables is a huge plus. No one likes tripping over a long floating cord in their pool. Now for some of the things that didn't totally work for me. The main strength of this robot is picking up fine debris. Stuff like sand, pollen, and small algae are no problem. But if you have lots of big leaves or chunks, sometimes the Scuba X1 just pushes it around or misses it. It's not a leaf vacuum, and that's something to keep in mind. Also, when the filter is full and you take the robot out, if you're not careful, sometimes a little bit of what you just cleaned can spill back in the pool. It's mildly annoying, but not a deal breaker, as long as you empty the basket right away. Speaking of weight, once it's full of water and junk, it gets heavy. That's just a reality with any pool robot, but just something to remember if you want to avoid a struggle lifting it out. Honestly, AIPER does sell a wheeled caddy as an accessory, and for some people, that could be worth it, especially if you need to store it in a pool house some distance from the water. In my opinion, the Scuba X1's strongest features are its cleaning performance on fine debris, the Waterline scrubbing action, and the convenience of the wireless dock. It's perfect for owners of in-ground pools, especially medium to large sizes who want something that keeps up with regular cleaning and who don't want to hassle with cords. I'd recommend this for people who care most about a clean waterline and getting rid of invisible dirt rather than tons of floating leaves. For new pool owners or folks looking to reduce the time they spend manually brushing or vacuuming, this could be a big relief. In conclusion, the AIPER Scuba X1 cordless robotic pool cleaner has made my routine a lot more hassle-free. It's not flawless, and I do wish filter cleaning was a little easier, or that it dealt better with big leaves. But given all the features like smart navigation, strong suction, customization with the app, and the wireless charging dock, it definitely does what it says on the box. If you're thinking about investing in a premium pool cleaner and find this one on sale, it's a solid choice for keeping that pool sparkling with minimal effort. I will post full information about the AIPER Scuba X1 cordless robotic pool cleaner in the comments section. See you in the following videos.